So it's supposed to start storming and raining again tonight, but I really wanted to go up here and check the land and see if it is tillable. It is February 21st, and if it's tillable, it's 70 degrees out today. If it's tillable, we're gonna till it up, because why not? It's just one step closer to planting in the ground. So let's go see. The ducks are in their usual hole when I'm coming to be in the greenhouse, which greenhouse of course is gone right now. Tunnel or the greenhouse, they're right around there outside, but I also wanted to show you what we found. We found the duck nest, so now we can have those eggs as well. But I really wanted to see if this is tillable. It's on a slope. It's on a slope here, and look, collars, as Terry King would call them. My husband was able to get a few of those for free and bring them home. But I do think this would be okay to till, let dry, work some compost in it, get it covered up so it can be setting and just getting those weed seeds germinated and out of the ground before we have to actually plant in it. Because this is a new project. This was the produce plot last year. It didn't do nothing because of the weeds. So this year, I am all gung-ho on this project right here. It's called something else this year. I don't want to name it the same thing twice and it happen again. So, and also, we've got all the greenhouse stuff taken down. We had 2 minor pieces bent. That's okay. But you know what? I do believe things happen for a reason. Now this whole greenhouse is right here. This time we're going to lower it and put it back up, make it more sturdier. Hopefully the wind won't bring it over the hill. But as you've seen in the clips earlier, that fence post was pushed out because that's where the greenhouse fell onto. Pinger here was having a great time underneath of the, if you can see her, there she is. She was having a great time underneath the greenhouse, which was all fine and dandy, but we needed the greenhouse. But this is the project that I think, reason why things happen for a reason. I'm taking the worst situation and making it good. This right here is our blackberry area, and I always wanted to clean it out, but it seemed like such a daunting task. But so when the greenhouse came, it smashed all this down, which made it a lot easier to get into, to get all the old out. Now you can see all the shoots from last year. These are gorgeous shoots. I'm going to be able to put my walkways in there, get into them a lot better, a lot easier. So I think that's why that happened the way it did. It's just something I think. I could be wrong, but I could be right. But you know what? The main thing is the greenhouse is salvageable and we will get it put back up. I'm trying to find the good in it. And the good thing about it was it stopped right there, smashed all that down, but it didn't hurt what needed to be saved. So it's all cleaned out now. We got 2 projects done with one at one time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this out and I'm going to start tilling it. Okay, that didn't take very long. It is still, well, it is a little muddy, according to my boots, but was able to get, and I really didn't want to till it, I just wanted to rough it up a little bit. Try to release weed seeds if they need released, so I can put compost on it and really till it in, then cover it and wait for planting time. That's the plan. This is a few days later after I tilled this up, but I wanted to share with you the rest of what I wanted to share with you in this video, and it's about soil. We recently had a soil test done, which is right here, and I will put it right, in the screen right now so you know what I'm talking about. But our soil, or organic matter, is at 3.85% right here in this plot. Because it did so poorly, I wanted to test it, so that's what we done. We tested it back in October during my farm school for women, and so our organic soil matter is at 3.85, which they would like to be around 5%. So we're almost there, and I contribute a lot of that to just letting it rest and letting it have those weeds that it had last year and a few years before that. This used to be a cornfield, a commercial cornfield. So if you can imagine the pesticides and the fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, for like 10 years before we moved here. And when we first moved here, I had a garden right here. And we quickly realized that we could not have a garden right here for a bit. So we let it rest and let it just be hayfield for 10 years. And that's when we learned that we was going to put the tunnel up. But anyways, back to the soil test. I've been putting organic matter in here, like I said, and it's at 3.85, and it needs just a little bit more. So that's where it comes into needing nitrogen. Nitrogen is very low because here in Kentucky we don't get enough snowfall to keep our nitrogen levels up in our soil. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but snow forms nitrogen into the soil, and if you don't get enough of it, then you have to add it. So we here in Kentucky, in our zone, we have to add it yearly, and that is something we're just going to have to keep up with. Now you could either go the chemical way, which is fine, because it all boils down to, do you want to grow food? If you like to eat and if you need to eat, just if you have to use the chemical fertilizer, go ahead. And then wean yourself to organic when you get better at controlling your pests, when you get better at gardening. And I, for one, and I know a whole lot of other people out there, would rather have you eating homegrown food than not gardening at all, because of not being able to organic garden. Now, I will tell you that we do not do organic garden constantly. Sometimes we have to go the chemical route, but we try to keep it as organic as we can. And this is only because we have been gardening for over 20 years. And we still don't get it right. It's hard work. So, to be able to get nitrogen into your soil, like I said, you can go the chemical route, or you can do compost, which we have our whole compost pile right there, our whole compost pile, which we do use. And actually I'm going to have that tested also to see, and that's going to be on a future video, to see if our compost will up our nitrogen enough. See what all it contains. So you can use compost, and you can use coffee grounds. Those are some organic ways. Also, this read that our phosphorus was low, or potassium was high, and our magnesium was high. And we had a soil pH of 6.0. Again, to get that pH up, or the nitrogen will help. The phosphorus being low, we can use bone meal or bat guano to get that up. That is the organic way. Or like I said, you can go for the chemical way. Our recommendations here on our soil level test was to put pounds of nitrogen, pounds of phosphorus, just a skiff of potash, and a 50-pound bag of lime per 1,000 square feet. They also have, if you go in the chemical way, they have pre-mixed like 5-10-5 or triple 10, triple 19. So either way it's completely up to you. This gives you an actual summary in the comments. It'll tell you, like, for continuously cropped areas with little or no organic matter had been added, apply 2 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet before planting. Or if it's been heavy grass sod, apply 3 pounds. Heavy application of barnyard manure or compost has been added, apply no nitrogen. So that right there tells you that nitrogen is in compost big time. But anyways, like I said, we're going to test our compost pile to see if it's up to par in the nitrogen area. I recommend you get in a soil test. You can get them at your local extension office. Ours is $7 or $8. It takes 7 to 10 days, depending on how busy they are, depending on the time of year, to get your results back. They will email them to you, and then they will also send you a paper copy. That's here in our county. Anyways, so this, we're going to be applying nitrogen, which we're going to try to do it with the compost to get it up as much. I'm going to plant in it this year. We'll have to apply some more nitrogen because, like I said, the snowfall is too little to not provide enough nitrogen in our soil. And also apply that phosphorus, the phosphorus, which we're probably going to go on the bone meal. Had to find that. Prices of fertilizer has gone up tremendously. Hopefully you're not having to buy tons of it. And by tons of it, I do literally mean tons, because farmers around here do. Be thankful you only have to buy a bag or two to do everything that you need to do on your homestead or farm. Alright, that being said, that's my little spiel on soil testing. So anyways, we're going to be planting here as a new garden plot because didn't really use it last year. It's going to be named something pretty special. Stay tuned for that. If you're not sure about your soil content, go take 4. And if you're not sure about your soil content, go ahead and have it tested, see what comes back. Like I said, we had ours done in the fall, and which is a good time to do it. But now I am going to do the compost one here in late winter, just because I'm very curious on how it is up to par with what I think it is. But stay tuned for those videos. Also, y'all, thanks for joining me. I appreciate every subscriber. I appreciate every time y'all watch one of my videos. I try to teach you something every time. But sometimes it's just, hard. And around here it has been hard here lately. But it is just a speed bump that we will get over, and we will come out better in the end. I promise you that. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all have a great day, and y'all come back.